What's up, guys? Chris here.
What's up, guys? Chris here from Mainly Mesh.
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 What's up, everyone? Chris here from Mainly Mesh. What's up, everyone? Chris here from Mainly Mesh. This video has been a long time coming, but it's time. About 2.5 or 3 years ago, I made the decision that I wanted to pivot industries from lacrosse into the greater apparel fashion industry. And I decided that I wanted to get an MBA before I made that pivot. Apparently, in order to get a graduate degree, you need to get an undergrad degree first. So I got that out of the way at the University of Minnesota, as I told you guys. I had a wonderful experience at that school, despite most of my classes being online, and had the experience of a lifetime with the University of Minnesota men's club lacrosse team. As I finished up my senior year, I applied to a couple different MBA programs I was really interested in and got waitlisted at the school that I was really hoping to go for. Didn't end up getting taken off that waitlist, so applied one more time and was fortunate enough to be accepted to the University of California, Berkeley's Haas School of Business for this upcoming fall. It's something I'm super excited about, but with those plans solidified, it unfortunately means that we are at the end of the road of my lacrosse career. And I recognize it's a little silly having my retirement video come at the heels of two legendary athletes in Kyle Harrison and Paul Rabel. Spoiler alert, I won't be doing a retirement tour anytime soon. But was looking for a little closure with what has been a remarkable and wonderful and crazy adventure that is Mainly Mesh. So that's the exciting personal news for me. From a technical standpoint, this channel will always be up. I've always viewed it as a sort of repository for tutorials and an educational resource more so than anything else. If you guys ever have questions about stuff, please feel free to reach out through Instagram or through my email, chris@mainlymesh.com. I always enjoy conversations with people, working through stringing problems, life problems, whatever it is. I'm here for you guys. And if you happen to run across me in person, please don't be afraid to say hi. I think one of the most enjoyable aspects of this whole endeavor has been getting to meet so many of you. It's just a really special community and truly is part of what kept me in the sport and kept me making content over all these years. And now, if you will indulge me, I have been wanting to kind of tell my story of my lacrosse journey for a long time, and I didn't know what sort of format I wanted to do it in. So this is probably the least thought out format, but the most true to this channel. Mainly Mesh began as a random Instagram post, I believe in the fall of 2012, while I was a freshman at Haverford College in Pennsylvania. I had been stringing my teammate sticks for years and decided that I just wanted to kind of showcase my work and learn from other people in the Instagram community. It was right around when lacrosse Instagram was getting up and rolling. So it was this very little nascent creative community that was kind of hiding our work, if I will be honest, but putting out a bunch of different patterns and sticks we were stringing and kind of creating the first real collaborative stringing environment on that platform. I started the YouTube channel shortly after that as a way to talk about product and talk about stringing, and started diving headfirst into product reviews. What was really cool about the lacrosse community was how supportive everyone was within it. So I think back to those early days, and whether it was Epic Lacrosse or East Coast Dyes or Throne of String, even my man Neil Metal Lax on Instagram from Down Under. There were a lot of people that kind of supported me in my process of learning about these new materials, String King in particular, and new products and new ways of stringing, and really helped me kind of fill out a more robust understanding of what the lacrosse stick was. Coincidentally, at the same time, I started struggling first with sleep and then with depression. I had always been kind of a light sleeper growing up, might have some toss and turning nights as we all do from time to time. But that freshman going into sophomore year, my sleep started whittling down to about 2 or 3 hours a night, and kind of stayed that way for the better part of 2 years. In addition, I started struggling with depression, was first diagnosed end of freshman year, and my sophomore year at Haverford was about as low as I got. And it's hard to tell this story because there are kind of these two paths that were happening at the same time. There was my health path and then also the Mainly Mesh path. And they were pretty much moving in opposite directions. As I gained more followers and more views, and Mainly Mesh was expanding and gaining a little bit more popularity, my health was really going downhill. I was incredibly fortunate to have a very understanding family that was able to give me access to professional counseling and sort of stave off the worst possible consequences. But all through my sophomore year, became really hard to get out of bed, struggled with suicidal ideation, and there was this weird interplay between my videos at the time and how I was feeling. And luckily, Mainly Mesh was this creative outlet within a really supportive community that was a pretty crucial lifeline at the time. You know, I might not be able to gain the energy and the willpower to leave my room, but I could make a video and connect with you guys in a way that felt comfortable to me and express this sort of creativity and passion for product development from within the confines of my room, quite frankly. And I think back to certain videos at that time and the emotion within them and within the creative process for making them. And there was one video, some of you OGs may remember, that basically was kind of my decision to get healthy. It was towards the end of my sophomore year. I'd been in a really bad hole, and I sort of recognized that it was up to me whether or not I was going to let this mental health struggle overtake me or get on the horse and find a way to get better. And again, I can't stress this enough, how valuable it was for me to have professional resources and to ask people in my family and friends for support. It's something that I think was really crucial to my path to recovery. And it led to the decision to leave Haverford after my sophomore year. You all will also remember this as the time that Mainly Mesh found its home at 207 La Crosse in Portland, Maine with our retail shop. So Mainly Mesh began as an extension of that creative project, as a way to funnel essentially my passion for lacrosse and all different aspects of its community and its history and its past and its present and its future, and a way for me to take the time I needed to get healthy. And so what it meant for me is that I could, put in a long work day if I felt well and take some time off when I needed it. And slowly during that time, I did begin to get better. I developed different coping mechanisms, different strategies, different nutritional bases, just different tools in my toolkit that I could lean on and build a greater resilience as I also grew my business. And Mainly Mesh went from the retail store to the fulfillment factory, if you will call it that, partnering with Epic Lacrosse and the likes of ECD to provide fulfillment capabilities for them. But I still wanted to create something a little more, and was presented with a wonderful opportunity to go out and work for Epic Lacrosse to get things set up for them and work on some new product development. And that move to Minnesota a little over 3 years ago was that first big leap of faith that was both a professional step for me, but also a big step in terms of my confidence in my health. I didn't know anybody in Minnesota. I was going in kind of blind and really realized that I had to kind of figure it out and continue to develop those tools in my toolkit to protect my mental health while still working towards a career goal. And again, if there's one theme throughout this story, the community that I found in Minnesota within the lacrosse community was so supportive. Found a wonderful organization to coach with in Homegrown Lacrosse, which is still one of my favorite organizations I've ever worked with. People who really viewed the game the same way and put the same effort into the kids we were coaching that I always believed was so critical, and treated the game with a lot of respect. So I had a pretty wild but remarkable 3 years in Minnesota, again capped off with that wonderful experience at the University of Minnesota. And after that, I decided I needed kind of one more challenge to kind of put my mental health struggles to bed, per se, and went on an amazing 2-month road trip this summer that I think I've mentioned in a couple videos. Traveled to 25 different state and national parks, spent 50 days in a tent, did over 300 miles of hiking, and again was kind of that leap of faith of not entirely knowing if I was ready for it, but wanting to prove to myself that I could do it. And that takes us more or less to the present. I have never felt healthier. I would say I've never felt happier, but I also want to put a caveat with that of I've never felt like I've had such a normal range of emotions. I think what can often come from experiences with mental health issues is a desire to only ever be happy, or to reach for those high joys that you might have missed out on when you were in the pits. But life isn't always happy. There's plenty of sadness to go with it. That's kind of what the human experience is. And to be able to feel those high highs and the low lows in a really natural way has been a really rewarding experience for me over the past few years. And so I sit here before you, still young, still learning, but hopefully offering an encouraging message to any of you who might struggle with something similar, that the path is difficult, but it is doable, and life is a pretty wonderful thing and absolutely worth living. And so much of my journey and what has kept me moving forward over the years has been you all in this community. So I can't thank you enough. That's the moral of the story. I love all of you. Don't be strangers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I usually end by saying I'll catch you next time. It might not be in video format, but I hope it is somewhere. And please continue to fight for this wonderful, hopefully more inclusive community in the future. That's all.